Hollywood podcast. You're watching the new one live. You're watching the Hollywood podcast. You're watching the new one live. You're watching the Hollywood podcast. You're watching the new one live. You're watching the Hollywood podcast. You're watching the new podcast.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the New Watch. We'll take it from here. I'm Jimmy, and with us, as always, Mr. Tony York.
Good morning, people. Happy Monday and all trivial bullshit.
Yeah, what he
How the
said.
hell are you, Jimmy? Good of you to find your way back.
Yeah, I eventually always do. Sometimes it takes me days. Sometimes it takes me years. Such is life. But
You got anybody in the chat yet, I guess.
yeah, probably not. But we're good. Well, there's no like hub or there's no nothing to tell people that I'm gone. So except for the Discord. But other than that, they probably just think that I quit again. I don't know.
Yeah, could be.
Jimmy quit the internet again. But yeah, we got a new grandkid. Yada yada yada. So happy. So happy.
Ready to change diapers?
No, I'm not gonna do that this time. No, sir. Um,
I actually changed more grandkids' diapers than I did my own kids.
yeah.
Of course, little old lady didn't work. She stayed at home with them until they all went to school. So I'm like, well, why the fuck bother? I mean,
Yeah.
I just will get 3 jobs and go to work.
Oh
So how the
God.
hell was your week?
Yeah. Bro, just like every other week, Tony, a waste of fucking time. A huge waste of time. But whatever. Didn't make any money, lost money, so that's how that goes.
Can't
Um,
use it if you're spending it.
well, yeah. Had a money decrease.
Yeah, me too.
Profits plummeted over the last week, but other than that, we're cool.
Not plummeted enough to where I needed to make a trip to put the old lady's check in the bank yet.
Yeah.
I did buy a bunch of shit.
Oh God.
When
What
I
happened?
went up to pick up them guns last Monday.
You got swarmed by feds?
No,
Go ahead.
it took a while for them to round them up because the 2 people that were at work weren't the 2 people that were at work there when I got them. They didn't know where they was at. But I got them, got out of there. Didn't buy anything else at the gun shop, surprisingly. I was looking at other rifles. I just decided to bop into the pawn shops if they had anything interesting. And I walked in. They didn't have anything on the shelf that I was interested in. I started walking out the door, and the guy says, "Hey, what you looking for?" I said, "I just looked to see if you had any primers." He said, "Hey, I do have a couple boxes of large pistol." I said, "I'll take them. How much you
Oh
want for
shit.
them?" He says, $100 out the door. Yes, I'll take them.
$100 for everything or just a box?
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say he's super taxing you. That's That's fucked.
No, it's $50 a box,
Okay.
which is about $20 a box cheaper than I've seen them anywhere else lately.
Yeah. Yeah, they
He
were pretty.
offered me another box of small timers, but I didn't have that much cash on me, and I had spent too much on my card. I went to the pick up all them other guns, and I had to pay $1,000, the remaining balance on those. That pretty much limits what I can spend on the card in a day. but
Says
I got a
you
couple thousand, so
says you've spent too much type of thing. Well, like it won't accept the payment or won't let a payment go or something like that if you
right.
spent a certain amount.
Yep, $1,000 is the limit.
Mm,
Although I upped it to 1,500, but I went over that
a daily or a weekly?
daily.
Oh yeah, okay. I would have to do that if I'm if there was a worry of me spending $1,000 a day. I would have to I'd have to cap
I,
myself too.
I don't mind the limit, but all I got to do is call them. I mean, I've been banking with this bank for so long, everybody knows my voice over the phone. Uh, I can just call them; they'll up the limit. I've done that 3 or 4 times. Usually when I walk into a fucking gun shop.
Mm,
I wasn't going to, because I didn't want that gun store purchase to go on be sent to the IRS. Because everything over $600 they can see. I'm like, fuck it. To go get money out of the banks can cost me $10 in gas. I ain't wasting the money.
mm.
Scotty,
Sup, Scotty? Has anybody heard from? Is Night Strike okay? Is he alive?
don't know. I haven't heard from him.
I hope he's alive. I haven't heard from him.
Suppose I guess I do too.
Uh, well, yeah,
Just to be
yeah.
polite. Otherwise, I really don't give a fuck. Actually, I like Strike. He was a pretty cool dude in person. And I don't know. He's kind of a. I'm not sure how to describe it. It's not exactly nerdy, but kind of.
There's layers to Night Strike. It's like an onion.
It was surprising to me because he looked exactly like I thought he would look, except he was a foot shorter. I pictured him just exactly how he is, except about 6'4" or so instead of 5'4" or 5, whatever the hell he is, short. Shit. I bought the 2 boxes of primers. I ordered a couple boxes or a box, I can't remember, of 125 grain full metal jacket bullets, 30-06 farmer. And the package got damaged and it got shipped to the post office, or while it was at the post office, and the post office put a hold on it. The post employee said, "We can't ship ammo."
Oh my God. I went through the same problem with my post lady.
The So the exception, I called or emailed Midway, which is where I bought it. Midway emailed me back about an hour later, said we had to actually contact the post office and tell them that it's not ammo.
Wow.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, people are so fucking stupid. You should label them things copper-plated fishing weights.
I remember the days when we could fucking just get ammo at our doorstep.
Still can if you know the right people.
Yeah. No, or if you go through the right fucking post
Service,
office. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
fucking UPS. I've heard from people that they won't ship some of that stuff like primers because it's explosive to do. It did to me.
I mean, what's the whole license thing anyway? Do the people with licenses have smarter postmen or something like that don't bang around boxes? I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand
I
what the
I don't
difference of license is other than bureaucracy.
I don't see where the licensing would be done on the corporate level, not store level.
Exactly. If USPS is licensed to, every fucking one should. But I digress. It just pisses
Uh,
me off when I hear shit like that because I went through the same problem.
it just it just reinforces how people are fucking stupid. This is a bullet. This is a round of ammunition. A round of ammunition contains a bullet. Bullet does not contain any ammunition.
Yeah. Well,
It ain't
nowadays,
fucking science. It ain't rocket science.
nowadays it wouldn't surprise me though if that license that they're talking about is really just liability insurance or something like that, so they don't get sued if somebody shoots somebody with the bullets that they shipped or some, you know, something
So
like that.
it's seems like it's coming to that.
Little Timmy would have never shot up the kindergarten if USPS didn't ship these 7.62 by 39 bullets.
For his AK-15,
Yeah, for his mini kid AK.
I don't know. I ordered them. I don't know when I got in bullets. I had ordered uh, 5,250 bullets. I think it's been a couple weeks. I don't know if I mentioned them before, but after that, I ordered another uh, order of 500 308 bullets, 150 grain. And I thought, well, I've got like 36 of the varmint bullets, which are what I use the 125s for. So I popped in the order for another couple of hundred.
And you ain't sending none of these to the Ukraine?
No,
Selfish.
very.
Selfish. And if you,
I
but if
did
you
see
ask,
an
go ahead.
interesting thing on that I hadn't thought about until this morning.
What?
Somebody was talking about should they send guns over there or money instead, because these people thinking money would be useful. The person that was on there said they should send the guns because while money's good, they can't buy shit over there with money.
Yeah, no shit. And what is money gonna do? Like for 19 cents a day, you can get rid of the Russians from Ukraine. Like how the fuck is money gonna help?
Uh, yeah, and I never thought about that because I thought, really it's easier to send money than guns anyway, but I hadn't considered it. You have to
Yeah,
have something to use that money on.
yeah,
Otherwise, a gun's better.
yeah. And all their stores are being fucking pillaged right now. So I don't think that, except for what I was gonna say was, I did see a few videos though of the Ukraine's kind of kicking ass, like Russian people on fire, shit like that. Ukraine's kind of kicking ass.
Well, it certainly seems fucking weird to me that Russia is having so much difficulty just fucking mowing them down.
They're just picked because they're not using fucking soldiers. From what I hear, they're using
I've
like
heard that too, but where the fuck are all the Russian soldiers then?
they don't exist. Apparently, I guess that they had a really fucking small army, and Putin was overcompensating, or not overcompensating. He was lying, and he was just grabbing fucking like lawyers and grabbing fucking shop owners and shit like that. Like here's the rifle good.
You know, you heard Jaeger's going over there, right? James
Mm,
Jaeger.
yeah, you mentioned it. No, I had no idea.
Uh, he
That's
he
hilarious.
he had sent in his uh, paperwork to the Ukraine Foreign Legion. Shit you not, that's what he called it.
I guess he's changed his ways from fighting or running while fighting.
I don't know.
That's what I
Uh,
heard. I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard that he was a runner and a hider, not a shooter and a killer. But I may be wrong.
well,
I don't know.
now who wouldn't want to run and hide from bullets coming in?
Yeah, you know.
It was, I ain't going down that path with the dude. I've talked with him. I've had conversations with the dude a couple of times, and he's all right as far as I'm concerned.
Oh yeah, everybody's cool until they're not.
But I seen a bid from him where he's said he was going to try to make a difference because found out he's got ALS and it's terminal.
What is the fuck is that?
Lou Gehrig's disease.
Oh, yeah.
And I
Still,
mean,
what
to
is the
listen
fuck
to
is
him
that?
talk,
I've heard of it, and I've seen like fucking those telecons that they have and shit like that, the Jerry Lewis telethons and shit, but I don't know what it is.
it's
What do you
a
get?
degenerative disease where you lose control of your ability to use your muscles and shit, and it kills you.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh shit.
yeah.
It's like MS?
Kind of, only worse.
Oh shit.
I think the progression through it's quite a bit quicker, unless you got shit tons of money like Michael J. Fox.
What about Jaeger? Jaeger ain't banking from the YouTube dollars?
He's not in Michael J. Fox depth of money.
Well, I heard
Anyway,
his training thing was super expensive. I'm surprised he's not making a lot of money off of that.
yeah, well, a lot of that with the training, you may be making money, but you're also spending a lot.
Yeah, you got to put back in. That is for sure.
Uh, but to listen to him talk, man, if he wasn't fucking drunk, he's fucked up. He sounded like he was fucking hammered drunk. And I don't think he drinks.
Well, finding out that you have something terminal might turn that tide.
But at any rate, I think he's thinking to go out in a blaze of glory as a hero.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what Putin was doing too. I don't know.
Who needs standing out there with the fucking gun?
No shit.
Honestly, I don't think they'll take him over there. I
No.
mean,
No, they're gonna
he's
be like,
got.
who are you? You
He
train
claims
people. No.
he claims to have uh, terminal disease. So if it's all true, I hope he gets to go. I mean, if he wants to go out that way, I'm all for it.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. And that's
Even if he don't
definitely
die. I mean, maybe he can make a little difference. I like Gehrig. I mean,
yeah.
I haven't talked to him a lot, but the conversations I've had with him have been really good. The guy's he's all right in my book.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to see nobody like suffer and go through shit, but I mean, whatever. I don't
You know,
know.
like most of us, when you see him on video, there's a bit of a character put out there. So, you know,
What do you
that's
mean?
just the way people are.
Oh, he's an actor.
Not really an actor, but he's putting his most brazen foot forward.
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah. I don't I don't know. I kind of just be you, man.
Yeah, but nobody likes you.
Well, the numbers tell that. The numbers never lie.
They
But
don't
yeah.
like me much either.
Yeah. I think it's the combination that makes it a little bit likable.
I don't know. Because the
Um,
44 subscribers don't add up well for us.
We're definitely not doing as good as fucking Jaeger, except for we don't have ALS. Shit.
Well,
Uh,
I'd stick with the 44 subscribers.
yeah,
Be honest.
yeah. Let
I
me
got enough shit wrong with me. I don't need another one that's going to kill me. Everything else is fucking trying to kill me.
let me knock on some wood there. I still got time to catch it.
So what else did I buy this week?
I don't know if you
Oh, I
didn't.
bought a trigger pull gauge.
Ukraine could use that.
Well,
May,
I've checked mine so they can borrow it.
yeah, just send it back. Return to sender when done.
Yeah. I found
Um,
out that evidently my right index finger is considerably stronger than I thought it was.
Well, yeah, the right one is the one that you use to grip.
It's also the one I used to pull trigger.
Yeah.
And what I was thinking was a 6 pound pull on that fucking Sigma turned out to be 9.5. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
What? 9.5 pounds? How
No,
many
no,
times?
it turned out to be about 8 pounds.
Oh, well, yeah, yeah. After, like,
I
on
had to
average,
learn,
it was 8 pounds.
yeah, I had to learn to not yank the trigger pull gauge up against the stop.
Yeah, that'll help.
It's still 8. I thought I'd lined it up to about 6, but no, fuck no, it's 8. My SD is about 6. Hell,
uh,
the glassy trigger pulls on my Smith & Wesson revolvers are about 2.5 to 3, and they're up
on
over.
that's single action, though, right?
Right, yeah, they're over 8 on double action.
I was gonna say, I know that's a fucking super light trigger if that's double action.
Uh,
Um,
my rifles are all about 4, which is all right. I mean, I was thinking they were closer to 2.5, but like I said, evidently my index finger is considerably stronger than I thought it was. I did buy my second Monstrum scope because I liked that first one so much.
oh, you did end up getting that.
Yep.
Very cool.
Now I'm
That's
waiting for the fucking mounts for my 742 to show up. I keep saying 7400, but that's not what it is. So I can put them on, have both my 36s will have the same scope.
is that two
They don't like
million? What?
This guy said they don't like him either.
Oh yeah.
I actually thought Jaeger was a fucking ass until I actually talked to him. I
Well,
came out
what?
of
Well, okay.
conversation with him.
Yeah, I don't want to get like personal, but like, what the fuck? What did you just talk about to make him, or what did he do to make you decide that he wasn't a fucking ass? Just curious.
Uh, we just sit down and shot the shit. It started about dropping fucking slide on a round in the chamber already. He said it broke the firing pin. I'm like, no fucking. And
Hmm.
after that, and it turned out it was a different gun, because the Smiths have a spring-loaded firing pin. God damn it, the extractor. The Smiths have spring-loaded mechanism on their extractor, so they flop over the damn rim of the cartridge. They're push beam, which most semis are these days.
Right.
So you can drop them on a live round in the chamber. But
Oh,
that's what,
instead of racking it from the magazine, you're talking
right.
about just dropping it into the tube and then
Yeah,
okay.
that way you got the +1 without actually taking the mag back out in it after you load it. That was what started the conversation. Shot the shit after that.
That's how I've literally loaded mostly all of my guns.
Putting that fucking last round in the magazine is a bitch sometimes. If your fingers are cold or something, fuck that.
Yeah, it's more just out of like, here's one, there's the magazine, we're ready to go. That's kind of all how I'm looking at it. I don't know, but yeah.
That and we had shit 2 or 3 conversations, all online. I haven't been in a room with him.
I haven't watched Jaeger since I left the early watch 3 years, 4 years ago.
I don't watch him either.
No, you just said you fucking watched this video.
I did.
Yeah.
I don't anymore.
No, you said you watched the one with him with fucking Lou Gehrig's.
That wasn't his video. He was on somebody else's.
Oh. What, they
Uh,
just fucking had him like fucking pop in real quick?
uh,
He was a guest star?
yes, basically. The guy is a friend of his. Can't think of the name of the other channel. It's one that I've heard of. I know.
Haas?
No.
I liked Haas. Haas was cool.
I didn't say it was one you liked. I said it's one you've heard of. It's
Tundra
another one of these.
Tactical? Was it that piece of shit?
That was funny as fuck.
That piece of garbage.
No, it was
Send,
one of those serious tactical dudes.
we should send Tundra Tactical to the fucking Ukraine. Give him a big white T-shirt with a bullseye on the back of it.
You're just pissed off because he ran 10.
He gave a lot of bad misinformation about 10 millimeter people. Um, I think
But
that America
Warrior
needs
Poet Society.
Warrior Poet Society. That is, oh yeah, John. I don't know what his name was, but yeah,
I
he's
don't
kind of a
know.
he's kind of a character. He's funny. I could
I
see
don't
taking a
know.
class from him.
Don't know anything about him. I just watched that particular video to see what the fuck was the deal with uh, Gehrig.
He did a thing on Streamlight a long time ago, and I watched it because all I buy is Streamlight because it's cheaper than fuck. It's a name brand, but it's cheaper than the fucking whatever the fuck it is. Pro or not Protect. That's Streamlight. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. Surefire.
I couldn't tell you either one of them, but seen him.
You don't run any lights on your guns?
Jesus Christ, fucking no.
Just bipods and scopes.
I don't even have bipods. That's extra fucking weight. Surely to Christ, when I need it, I'll find a damn tree limb to rest it on.
Something. You could rest that motherfucker on something. Um, I think that America though right now is going down a dangerous road giving guns to the fucking Ukraine. And they see what happened with Mexico. They're gonna end
Well,
up suing us in 2 years.
no shit.
They gave us all this weapon. Now there's street crime and blacks.
Well, it'd be Russia suing us because we killed so many of them. Or they killed so many of them with our gun.
Yeah, right. Russia sue us. Oh shit. I don't know, man. Fucking wacky world we live in, huh?
Yeah, you think back, our first foray into the real center fire bolt action rifle was the 1903. Or, yeah, 1903.
Springfield?
Yeah,
What do you mean? I thought that the fucking cowboys were shooting self-contained cartridges before that.
they're not bolt action. Our first foray into the real centerfire bolt action guns here was the Springfield 1903.
Oh, I missed the bolt action part.
That was chambered in 30-06, which we were sued by Mauser because it was a fucking ripoff of a 98 Mauser. And the cartridge was a ripoff of the 8mm and 7 Mauser.
Yeah. I mean,
I
I guess
mean,
that's one of those things where you could say it's the same, but it's totally different.
they sued us and won.
Oh well, then never mind me.
Unfortunately, before the payout came, World War One started, and we're like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, you know what? Now that we come to think about it, nah. Um,
If you look
that's
at
what
the
I'm saying
screen,
too. Like if Mexico would Mexico suing us, right? For example, how in the fuck did the Mexican government or whoever the fuck bring that to the American government and not get laughed off the phone? I
lawyers making money.
I guess, but I mean, see that's the problem. All these people profit off of there's always a group of people that profit off of everybody else's misery. one way or the other, smoking cigarettes, fucking whatever the fuck. And it's
Every
just like, and I'm not gonna quit smoking cigarettes anytime soon. Don't get me wrong, but my point is that I don't understand how come we all as a society still fucking let ourselves be duped. Just because we make fun of it, don't make it any better.
every fucking facet of the firearm and gun control industry is about making money.
Hmm.
You
Absolutely.
realize that if they were able to take all the fucking guns in the world away, period, there would be trillions of dollars that people ain't making. You know, for doing nothing, a lot of them are just bitching and getting paid.
Yeah. But see, like I can see, like I'm talking about us, our part of it, the regular American Joe citizen, the civilians, whatever, you know. It's just that, like 5 years ago, when we were going over the, hey, I think there's a pattern because every time there's one of these mass shootings, there's always the same hullabaloo, and then the gun prices fucking go up, and then there's all this panic buying. And 5 years ago, we were noticing a pattern. By now, I I would say that like, how do we break this pattern? Can we? Is it possible for us to fucking vote people out and like actually win the bureaucratic way, or is it fucking? Is it a lost cause?
Two two things. One, people are dumb, stupid, panicky animals when they're in a group. Uh, and two, people are fucking lazy. You know, the percentage of people that actually go and fucking vote is fucking embarrassing.
Yeah,
You know, a huge, massive voter turnouts like in the low 30% range. Like, that's fucking absurd.
right. But I guess the point that I'm going for is that like, okay, like every empire falls. How do we catch this one and make it better before it falls? Because if you ask me, we're on the downward decline. We've already stumbled on a rock and we're on our way down.
I don't know that we can. Honestly, we're so fucking far gone. Uh,
I just hope
pe-
there's a lesson in this, right? Because we were talking about them fucking, this the whole situation with the boy girl and all that shit, and it was just like how. My question is how do you trust somebody to tell you the truth when they can't even be honest with themselves? And it turned into, well, they are honest. That's just how they feel. I was like, oh, so it's a mental disorder kind of thing. And it's not. I figured out through that conversation. It was a long conversation. I'm gonna save you just the grief of it. But pretty much what I learned out of it was that these motherfuckers are just doing this for pretty much attention. It's whiny kid. Why does your kid whine? Why does your little kid whine? Why do they tug at your fucking shirt? Why does your dog fucking sit there and just stare at you sometimes? You know, that type of shit. And society has just become attention grabbers and like spoiled little fucking. This is what spoiled little kids look like when they grow up into adults.
yes. Thing
So,
is, if you look at, where was I going?
I don't know.
Oh, the every time a state starts to do something with carrying of a gun, you know, like concealed carry or concealed carry,
Mm,
the whiners out there will get out and they'll be whining that blood's gonna run in the fucking streets and all this silly bullshit, and it's never fucking happened. But people still buy into this shit. And we've got
literally and figuratively.
20 plus examples of them saying blood would run in the streets, and it didn't. But here we are.
Yeah.
And on our side, we get the same shall not be infringed bullshit when we're being infringed to fucking death.
Well, it just seems like something happens, and then fucking they implement some kind. They're gonna implement some kind of a fucking some sort of gun control or try to implement it, and then everybody on our side is just saying, well, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna stop this from happening again? What are we gonna? And it's like this, and it is the same thing over and over and over again, and it's just that's the definition of insanity, is it not?
Why is there any long-time firearms people out there searching for shit? Ammo, primer, guns. You know, every fucking election cycle, we go into one, yet nobody fucking learned.
No, ever, and that's what kind of almost that's what sort of turned me off of the whole like YouTube thing, because it's kind of like, yeah, all these guys are pro 2A and all this shit, but then when the shit hits the fan, we do the same exact thing. Well, what are we gonna do? Call your senator, call your, and I mean that, in a way that is all we can do, but I feel like this is one of those problems that can be nipped in the bud
I've
I mean, you can't take back the adults that are living now and re-raise them. You can't do that. But there's definitely, if people look, okay, look, let me put it like this. So I always used to laugh at people because my childhood wasn't the greatest. It was sort of shitty. I grew up in a group home, blah blah blah. So I would always laugh at people that would blame their upbringing for the way they are. I would say, you're full of shit. Get some fucking nuts and take some responsibility for your own fucking retarded actions. But, but, today, Jimmy, I really think that we are witnessing what happens when parenting goes wrong, or when fucking people just let their kids do whatever or spoil the shit out of their kids. Spoiling your kid, nothing wrong with that. But there is a point that you can do it to a fault, and I think we're seeing the results of that.
well, a big problem is that people have tried to convince their kids life is fair. And
Hmm.
life is not fair.
Well, it's the life is fair, and or life is supposed to be fair lesson, but it also it's getting paired with the you could do anything, you could be anything, that
Right,
type of
because
shit.
life is fair like
Yeah. Yeah, okay, that's where you go. Okay. Then we're on the same page.
life is not fair. It never ever will be.
No, life
Uh,
is like 80% about who you know.
or who you blow.
Yeah, one or the other. I've never been good with ass kissery. That's kind of what,
I
well,
have a touch of a problem with that myself.
that's why, yeah, and I wouldn't say that we're unsuccessful, gentlemen. We're fairly successful and at least living happy lives, but we're no kings.
I've made it
we're
through this motherfucker alive. I can say that.
yeah, exactly. But see, that's the whole thing, is that that the way that this system is being ran nowadays and has been for decades, it's ruining our quality of life. Our
You know,
quality
there.
of life could be a whole lot better if we didn't have to worry about a bunch of fucking extra bullshit that has nothing to do with us.
You know, parenting got somehow askew the role of parent. You know, you're not supposed to be, like Gunmetal guy said, friendship. You're not supposed to be your kid's friend.
Never.
Uh, your idea, the idea of what you're supposed to do as a parent is raise that kid to be a functional adult.
Yeah, 'cause they're supposed to leave the nest and start their own family and do all that shit, and then you guys could be cordial or friends or whatever, friendly, whatever. But there's a time for that shit. When they're
I
baby and they're little kids coming up, yeah, you can't be their friend.
I absolutely raised my kids on the idea that it was 18 and out.
Yeah.
I never would have really done that.
But I get, but the idea though, the idea, you didn't fuck. That's not a fucking. Well, you could do whatever you want, blah blah blah, all this shit. You, it's it's a rule, and that's
The
the
only
thing though, is that a lot of these kids grew up. A lot of these fucking Antifas and fucking he she's and she he's and them that's it's and theys and all that shit. They all grew up with the fucking that whole you could do whatever you want, you could be whatever however you feel, that's what it is, and fucking and it turned into this. Not that trannies existed. They existed in the 80s. They existed in the 90s. They existed. But that it was accepted that something's wrong with this person. Something's wrong with that guy that's on the street over, you know what I mean? Like, hey, yeah,
no,
Ted, he's cool, but he does like to fucking dress up on Saturdays and go to the bars and fucking sing fucking Bette Midler songs and shit.
the probably single best lesson I ever taught my kids was I came home from work one day and my missus and my eldest were in a dispute over her going to a party uh, on a school night. That was off the fucking table. And she had a friend who had quit school and was having a party. I come in there and hear what's going on. And I told my daughter, I said, Leslie, you look at me. Here I am, dirty as fucking hell from work. My hands are all tore up because I was doing something with jagged metal. I said, you want to party? If you want to look like this when you come home to work every day, go ahead and go party because that's how I got. That was the end of the conversation.
Exactly. See, like I had my own fucking like when I was a kid. I didn't have a cell phone until I was 14 and I bought my first cell phone, and that type of shit. Like kids nowadays just get everything handed to them. And I watched it happen too with like the grandkid and all that other shit. Here's your tablet, here's your fucking phone, here's all this shit. And you're 8 years old and you didn't have to work for nothing or do nothing. You have no, it's not even a work ethic. I would just say ethic, period. You don't have any fucking ethics at all.
My kids weren't ever handed.
Well, that's different though. Your kids ain't out there in the fucking middle of the fucking street right now blocking traffic and fucking doing weird shit and fucking got purple hair and says that they're a boy. You
They
know,
may have purple hair, but
that's
they're all
still
at work,
okay.
I'd say.
Yeah, but still, if you fucking if you handle your business as an adult, you could have purple hair. But if you're just fucking a chubby whining motherfucker sitting behind your computer until the next fucking rally, you don't have any say so in it. Change your hair
My,
color back.
my kids are well grounded. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but still though, I mean, it's just the whole fucking it's disgraceful. It's disgraceful. That's the
And the
that's
problem
the
is,
that's the vision that people get now. That's just it's what I think. It's not what I know. It's what I think that when somebody in a foreign country like Putin, for example, he sees that as that's America now. Fucking overweight, whiny, fucking, boy girls and girl boys. That's
uh,
just how it's just embarrassing.
the probably one of the most contented and proud feelings I have of my kids is that they're all self-sufficient. My kids, of course, they come to me for free babysitting on occasion. Not very often, but sometimes. And I do it. I love the grandkids. I don't want to watch them, but I love them. I like to hold them, get them spoiled, and give them back.
Yeah.
As a grandparent, I get spoiled, but I don't think a lot of these parents of these adult whiny bitches want to accept the fact that this is their fucking doing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then I hope they feel it too, 'cause I've seen videos and shit like that where people like are yelling at their parents and shut up mom bitch, if I am who I am, and you know what I mean? I just hope that they feel every second of that and realize like god damn, I wish I would have did better when fucking Caleb was
One of my
younger.
kids would have done that when they were growing up to my old lady. They'd have got fucking punched right in the fucking mouth by their dad.
Oh yeah, but then nowadays though, if that happened and you raised your kids differently, you just gave them tablets and all that shit, and then they came back at you and then you did that, you'd be interviewed by fucking child services minutes later.
Oh yeah,
It's another,
they'd be arrested.
yeah, it's a whole nother. That's what I'm saying. Kids have no respect for their parents. Kids have no nothing.
See, it
They're,
comes back to this is all the fucking lawyers doing.
yeah, yeah. But then again, I mean, and then I see people too that have fucking kids and they're fucking out. Like, where's your kid? Oh, it's at home. He's chilling, playing a video game or doing, you know what I mean? Like, it just that type of shit just pisses me off.
I got to admit, some of this electronic shit's all right. I mean, I know the baby grandkids, little babies. You put on Coco Melon, them kids are miserable.
Yeah.
I
But
mean, for
see,
me, it would be torture because Coco Melon is fucking, ugh, god damn, awful.
I'm just one that says that if they're not getting their shit on their own, it's a problem. And now,
So you want a bunch of little slaves? I get it,
yeah,
fucking
a-
callous bastard.
absolutely, absolutely. What the fuck else is a kid? You know what I mean? You got to teach it shit. How do you
Tax
have it?
deduction.
How do you? Yeah, well, that too. That those people. Oh my God, that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother show. But
No
fucking.
money on the welfare check.
I actually that's fucking that's the first grandkid. That's his mom. That's his mom. Keep pumping out these kids. I keep pumping out these checks. And that was fucking horrible. I hate, especially I grew up in the system, DCFS system. I hate watching somebody that's an actual good parent have their fucking kid taken away from them. But this bitch, hey, I'm like, it's about fucking time these motherfuckers took those goddamn kids.
I'll tell you what, my youngest, every once in a while, will do something that's not right. I mean, it's not an intentional thing. She just doesn't think.
Well, yeah, I mean, humans are humans.
She's sometimes scattered, but I'll fucking jump right on her ass. So that ain't the way it's fucking done.
Yeah,
And
you're
I
being
tell
too
my kids
nice.
still, if they get to a point where I think they need their ass beat, I'll still beat their ass because I'm their parent until they die.
It's being
I
soft. I remember when I was a fucking kid, when I was little, when I was living with my grandparents still. I fucking my grandfather had a look on his face that would make you fucking start to like well up in your eyes and shit and be like, "Don't, what did I do wrong? Don't,"
I
you know?
I have that look all the time though.
But that's what I'm saying though is that people have become way too soft. Being friendly with your kid, of course you're gonna be friend. You love your kids. Everybody loves their kids. Okay, I don't give a fuck if you're the shittiest parent in the world, whatever. Let's just say hypothetically, everybody loves their kids.
Okay.
Okay, but there's a fucking there's a difference between loving your kids and being nice to your kids. You can't be nice because once you're nice, everyone here has been a kid. Everyone listening, everyone that's not listening, we've all been kids before, and we know what it's like to see an opening of fucking manipulation opening. You know what I mean? We're fucking, oh, she's fucking cool with this, so I'm gonna use this and fucking make her like cry and go out on
Listen,
Saturday night or something. I don't know how that works, but
parent, your primary, primary job, yeah, there we go, is raising your kid to be a functional adult.
yeah, yeah,
That's it in a nutshell.
and they can't function well if they think that everybody's gonna give them what they want, like mom and dad did.
Or they think they're entitled to.
Yeah, I was born on this earth, so I deserve for you my feelings to matter. Who the fuck decided that feelings matter at all? When I was growing up, my feelings didn't sure the fuck didn't matter. You know, I know yours didn't fucking matter. You know, unless
Nope.
it was just like, oh, Tony's having a sad day or something like that, or so I don't know. But you know, um, my grandmother would console me every now and again if I was sad or something like that. But other than
So
that, feelings don't matter.
some of it, I'm a little bit hypocritical with this because as a grandparent, I have a different outlook on what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, well, see, and that's the thing too is that I was raised by my grandparents. My mom was like in and out, but I was raised by my grandparents, and that's how it was. You know, my grandpa was the mean fucking. I mean, he spoiled me too. Don't get me wrong, but that was where the fucking like weird part came in because they were trying to be grandparents and parents to me at the same time, and it was a weird situation, but nonetheless, my fucking I knew where I stood. I knew where everybody stood. It was clear. I was at the bottom of the totem pole. My grandfather ran shit, and my grandmother cooked.
I When I had the custody of my youngest kids while she was overseas, I had a pretty fine line that I had to walk because I knew in my head that I had to parent,
Right? Yeah.
and the grandpa spoiling the shit out of them thing wasn't go. They're living with me. Fuck that.
Yeah. And that's a shitty thing. Sorry, mom, if you're listening, but it's a shitty thing to fucking like put the grandparents. Your situation is different because she was actually doing something. She was overseas, you know. But
Yeah, she
it's a
was
shitty situation for like parents to let the grandparents raise the kid. That's just a bad because it's shitty for the grandparents because you know you want to enjoy your grandbaby. You fucking already raised your kids. You're old, and you want to enjoy your grandkid. You know,
easy
but
with that old shit, fucker.
whatever. I'll be there one day, fucking hopefully.
uh, yeah, not keeping comments like that. You won't. Uh, you know, when I had them, the granddaughter was two, so I still, kind of free to be spoily with her.
Yeah, I mean at that age especially, they might pick up behaviors or something like that, but that's yeah, absolutely.
But grandson, I had to. There was no, I don't feel good. I don't want to go to school bullshit. No, you ain't got no fever. Get the fuck your ass. Get out of here.
Yeah,
But I didn't do my homework. Well, you fucking should have done it. I told you to.
yeah,
Sit down there with your cereal and do your fucking homework. Go to school.
and that's it.
Yeah, and that only happened one time. Uh,
Nowadays, I feel like that conversation just goes so differently. Not you personally, but that conversation in general. It just goes different. I don't feel like it, or so. You know what I mean? Well,
I
fine. Sit in your room. Then, like I don't know. It's just I put a lot of I'm talking a lot of shit about people, but like parenting and all that shit. But at the end of the day, I guess I don't know. But that's just the best hypothesis that I could possibly have because the actions that I'm seeing a lot of these adults have nowadays are actions that either my dog or my kids have done in the past when they want attention.
you know, if you look though, younger parents are a little bit more grounded with their parenting than the Gen X.
How old are Gen X now? 25, 26? Or is that the millennials still?
I think maybe I've got my age brackets wrong. I'm thinking millennials. The first edition after the Last of Us boomers, they're the ones that really started on the parent. But the ones that are becoming parents today are becoming a little bit more parental.
I would hope. I would hope because the ones that I've seen parent in action are garbage.
Uh, that's just what I've seen, but I don't see much. So who's to say?
That's what I'm saying. Me neither. I don't have a. I kind of have a fucking a trashy fucking board to go off of myself. I haven't really seen too much, but what I have seen
I
is
know that
disappointing.
my kids all said they weren't going to ever spank their kids.
Yeah, you
You know,
know, I could give or take, give or
I,
take.
I, I told them the whole idea is it's twofold. For one, they need to fear punishment. Two, uh, they need to know that when they've done something wrong, that there is consequence. Uh, Actually, the spanking part of it's probably way less of a problem around it. But you're not beating your kids to hurt them.
Yeah. See, and that's where that whole like people are like hit my kids, and that whole line gets drawn. You're not
My
you're not beating to hurt, you're beating to teach.
your all of my kids that have kids, they've all used corporal punishment somewhat. And I told them, I said, look, I spanked you guys quite a bit with the belt because one, I picked out a belt that just made a lot of noise, worked really well. Two, I honestly hated doing
Yeah.
it. Nothing irked me more than coming home from work saying, the old lady saying, you got to punish this, that, or usually it was all four of them for whatever the fuck they did. What are you doing here? Grab something and hit him.
I'll tell you what, I would have took a beating every single day versus going to fucking Catholic school. I would have took a good, give me a belt any day. Versus
Uh,
the fucking psychological and physical torture.
Fucking nuns are vicious for goddamn ruler.
Oh, well, yeah. See, my nun didn't have a ruler. She had a pointer. Those wooden, those wooden pointer sticks, and that's what she got smacked with. And then she had two fucking like itty bitty. It almost looked like fucking cornhole bags, beanbag toss bags,
Yeah.
filled with rice. And she would put two of them down, and you'd have to fucking kneel on them and fucking pray. You'd have to, go through your fucking your rosary and shit.
Obviously, it didn't work out well for you.
Nah, I didn't give a fuck. Fuck that
You know,
bitch.
as a kid, my mom fucking beat me with anything. I mean, the worst was either a metal coat hanger or a metal handle of rice water.
Yeah, my grandmother loved the wooden spoons, but like
My
I said, her key job in the household was cooking, so she was usually around some sort of a cooking object.
I even once got smacked across the hand and cut pretty good with the fucking knife as I
Ouch.
reached for the butter. It's one of the very few times I ever seen my grandmother get in my mom's face over that one. Uh, Now, I vowed that I wouldn't do that shit to my kids. But
You
as
can't
far
cut
as
little Anthony. What's wrong with you? This isn't West Side Story.
the the punishment for my kids was not done in anger, and it was always thought out. You know, yes, I'm gonna sit here, bend this kid over my knee, and whoop her ass.
if I ever have any more kids in my lifetime, I'm gonna have them do the fucking. Did you ever used to watch the Maury Povich show when he sent kids to boot camp?
Nope.
No. Well, what he would do is that he would have them put their backs on their wall, then put their backs on a wall, and then stand up with on their tippy toes, and then put their arms out forward and squat down halfway, and have them just sit there. And
We
within
used,
like the first fucking 20 seconds, these kids were crying and fucking.
we used to do that in Perryville when I went to school down there. Only they would make you hold two books, a book in each hand.
Oh God.
I did that twice, and decided that it was time to change my behavior because that really fucking sucked.
Yeah, now see, hey, people hear this, like parents out there that are like, I'll never hit my kids ever. I never do that. The, you, you look at fucking spanking them with a belt or, spanking them with your bare hand, whatever, which I think is kind of weird, but whatever. Um, you verse spanking them against the fucking outlined torture that is supposed to be like, I don't, is it more humane? I don't know.
Well,
I
I'll
don't
tell you,
know, man.
honest to God, I went out of my way to find a belt that was made out of a fairly light plastic material, and it was kind of a flattened tube. It was hollow plastic, melted together around the edges, and when you'd hit something, it would crack like a fucking gunshot.
Yeah, shit.
And I'd beat the fuck out of my leg as hard as I could to make sure that I wasn't going to injure it. So that's not what I was wanting.
Yeah, it's a
This
scare
belt,
it's a scare tactic.
absolutely. This
You
belt was fucking perfect for that. I mean, the first whack, these kids were squalling like you'd shot them.
Yeah, and well that's what I'm saying. And in a perfect world, a person would have to beat their kids maybe once or twice, and then the kid gets the lesson, and then just the fear of possibly getting beat again. That's why you never have to do it again because you implemented that fear. So, it's just that
Well,
most kids are kind of like me and don't give a fuck and keep doing the bad shit.
my kids were good about egging the others on to do shit.
Oh yeah, that's a brother sister. Well, that's a sister thing.
So there was a fair amount of beatings that were inspired by others that probably should have got spanked for it. But
Yeah.
proved that shit.
For
But
sure.
that was those happened from the time they were probably 5 or 6 years old until they were probably 12 or 13. After that, it was there was not any serious things that would have brought up corporal punishment except for one. And if I'd have done it, I'd have beat the fuck out of this. Didn't. When my
Yeah.
eldest, her party friend, again, took off and disappeared in another town over here, didn't go where they say they were going. By the time we found him, I was fucking irritated a lot.
Yeah. I bet. I bet. Probably steaming in the car like, oh, this motherfucker.
And
I-
their mom was livid. And when we found him, it's like, get in the van, sit there, shut up. And we drove home, dropped the girl off, got to her house and said, get out. Went home, and then mom sat down, had a chat, because I was still too pissed off. I would have possibly did something I would have regretted.
yeah.
I think she's still grounded from that, if I remember correctly. Grounded
uh,
until you're 50 or something like that might have come out. So Leslie, remember, you're still grounded.
hmm Or instead of beating your kids, you can get one of them contraptions where they put their fucking arms up in the air and then have them stand on books and then every hour take a book away.
My kids have done that just to get some extra height.
It will stretch them out.
You, I,
Well,
I gotta say, see, my girls are all little, but they're all tough.
that's because they got beat when they were kids.
Well, that's because they were raised as kids, not girls. You know,
Yeah. And
we
there ain't
went.
none of this, but you could decide later. There, yeah, you just, I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying. You're
Well, I
just a
mean,
kid.
I didn't have any boys to take out and do stuff, so there we go. You're gonna go
Yeah.
fishing or camping or hunting.
But you're gonna learn shit. That's, yeah, see? That's
Uh,
great. That's
but
great.
the whole friendship parent thing is a real fucking problem. People don't, your kid's not your enemy. They're not your friend either. Kid,
Yeah, that's what I
it's
was
your
trying to
fucking
explain
job.
badly.
Fucking job to raise them up to where they can leave your house and be completely self-sufficient
Yeah.
when they're an adult. And they are an adult at what, fucking 26 now?
I don't know.
Now, they should be an adult at fucking 18. If they can go in the military, they're an
I'm
adult.
still, yeah, that's what I'm still saying. 18, get the fuck out.
I don't, I don't know. I don't think any of my kids hate me. They
Mm,
might. If they do, they ain't got nerve to say it to my face.
mm,
I don't care. It wasn't my job to make you like me.
yeah.
They still bring me them grandbabies when they want somebody to watch them. If they can't find somebody else.
I don't know, man. I've read up on psychology and shit like that, and I'm definitely no expert. I don't get it. I don't know how we got to where we are now. Like
Uh,
I know how everything that I just said earlier, but fucking I don't know what goes through the minds of people.
I'll tell you, it's simple. It really is. You want to make your kid's life a better life than your own.
No, I don't. I don't even think it's that deep. I think it's like it's a toss up between get the fuck out of my face and leave me the fuck alone so I can go do my own thing still until
Yeah,
you're an
there is
adult,
that.
until you're an adult, or do whatever the fuck you want to. You're the greatest. If somebody tells you anything different, throw a hissy fit. I just don't understand what I don't get it.
Well, it's kind of your ornament. You're something for me to show off, which
Mm.
grandkids are that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue with you about that one.
Uh, but there's, I don't know how much of a percentage of people, but I'll guarantee you that it's a higher number than you think that really didn't really want to have.
Yeah, well, I could tell you what, I could agree with that looking at fucking some of these 20 somethings that are out there now, all the millennials that grew up into adults. Yeah, for sure. Something went wrong. I don't know what it was, when it was, why it was, but something definitely went wrong because there, there's too many adults out there that are you hear it all the time, oh, you're acting like a child, all this shit, but there's too many adults out there right now that are literally acting like spoiled children. And that has to be because they were spoiled children. That's the only logical fucking thing that I can come to in my mind.
You know, think about it. You go back, and I have talked about this a couple of times, but 200 years ago, it wouldn't be unusual for a 13-year-old girl to be married to a 16-year-old boy living in a house by themselves,
Yeah.
and not a house built on mom and dad's lot.
Yeah, but I would almost argue that it took some fucking angry parents to stop that. I think some angry moms or something like that. Maybe an early version of Moms Demand Action that wasn't corrupted or something like that. I don't know, but I don't know.
No, it was uh, political well wisher more than anything. You know,
Uh,
saying you need schooling and all of this. Back a couple hundred years ago, if you knew how to read and write, you were
you're an
way up
adult.
on the game.
Yeah, you're an adult for sure.
Uh,
Maybe better than some adults at all.
but you know what it took to survive then was different than now. You know, you didn't run out to the fucking Walmart to get you a tank propane for your cook stove when the electric went out.
Yeah. But
You
I
know,
wouldn't. I would argue that the politicians didn't have nothing to do with that one because they're still out there fucking 13-year-olds.
no. It wasn't about sex.
Well, then what was it about?
It was about that's when fucking life started.
What did they die when they were 20?
Probably died in their mid 30s, a lot of them.
Oh, well, if that was, yeah, okay. If that was the case, then I could see that. Like, might as well have some kids right now before we're all dead, and then the human race dies off.
Back then it's different. Kids were fucking slave labor.
That's not. It ain't different in this house, buddy.
But I mean, that was fucking normal. How many times do you go back and you see a family that was farming that didn't have a shitload of fucking kids?
Yeah.
I mean, even back in the like 60s and 70s, it was that way.
hmm Then we had baby boomers, and then we had a housing crash, and
And they had
uh,
millennials saying, "Hey, wait a minute,
I don't know
I'm
what
special. I
generation.
ain't a slave." And
I
you're
don't
a
know what
fucking
generation
millennial.
the fucking the 80s. 80s?
I don't know.
I don't know either. That's what I'm saying. I never kept up with the whole generation thing, but I just know
After the
the.
baby boomers, you all fucking suck.
I know the. Yeah, well, no, baby. What? Baby boomers are the ones that ruined everything.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, he did.
It was that next fucking bat
Maybe
that
not.
wanted to be friends with their kids.
Maybe not everybody, but
You
yeah,
know, when I was growing up back in the 60s, it wasn't only the parents that whip your ass, but anybody's fucking parent would whip your ass. You did something stupid at their house.
yeah. And then you guys
And then you
caused
get it when you got home.
and then you guys caused a fucking uh, a housing crash in 2005 or 2008. I mean, I'm sorry,
We were already
2005.
well set in our ways by 2005.
2005 is when all the boomers made their money, and then 2008 is when it all crashed.
You call it a housing boom for nothing.
You know,
I didn't make a fucking
follows a
dime.
boom? What follows a boom? A crash. Well, no, yeah, I know. That's yeah. I'm not saying. That's why I said not all of them, but most of them. It wasn't all of them. It wasn't all the baby boomers that caused the housing crash, but it was all baby boomers that caused the housing crash.
You know, honestly, I don't think anybody that I knew growing up hit the jackpot and became wealthy. Certainly, a number of them did better off than I did, but not by a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the area and the times didn't allow it. And the
Uh,
only guys that I grew up with that ended up with a fair amount were farmers' kids who worked their fucking asses off as a kid and then got their land passed to them by their parents, which I don't begrudge them of that shit. And like Allen boys around here, dude, those dudes fucking work. Still, I don't know. We need to go back to the teaching our kids that there's consequences for whatever you do, and there ain't nothing in this life that's free, and it ain't fucking fair.
Yeah. Kid starts acting up now, tell him you're going to send him to the fucking Ukraine. They're going to need some kids out there to fucking start, repopulating the world in a couple of years, or repopulating the Ukraine in a couple of years. And Russia, apparently, too. Russia's going to need some more soldiers. So,
My kids probably would have willingly went.
hey, you fuck up now, you're going to go over there and be a Russian soldier. How about that? You want to be a Russian soldier? Like that. You don't have to whoop your kids. Just threaten them that you're going to fucking give them the Putin.
Well, see, it's that kind of train of thought that's got us where we're at today.
I will send you to Russia right now, you little piece of shit. Keep fucking with me.
You know the old adage, if you don't stop whatever it is that you're doing that's annoying, I'll turn this car around, we'll go back home.
Yeah, and you never turn around.
I did that.
Oh, you did turn around?
Oh, you fucking A right, I did.
Ruined the whole
Probably
day.
one of my kids' most memorable punishments they ever got was we was on our way out to take them to McDonald's. And they were bickering and arguing, carrying on, and I told them twice, if you don't stop it, stop them, going home. They didn't stop. I went home, we ate bologna, and they had peanut butter.
And then as a cherry on top, I would have set the McDonald's money on fire right in front of them.
Well, it's a bitch, because I wanted to go to McDonald's to get a McRib.
Oh, yeah. Hey, everybody, right now, while you can still get them, the fucking...
Shamrock
the Shamrock
Shake.
Shake is still out. Yeah, the Shamrock Shake and the Shamrock McFlurry. So, sponsored by McDonald's.
Never cared for them, so I don't care.
Listen, they're not the greatest. And you could definitely miss them and not be missing anything. But I've had one every year of my life that I could remember, and I haven't stopped yet.
Yeah. McRib I like, but they're not as good as they used to. So I didn't get any last year, so whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
I'll still go get some if I know they're in, but like I said, I missed it last year.
Yeah, that's stupid. Why do the way that they do it yearly shit? Like, it's just like, come on, man. What's
Well,
wrong?
they
You
gotta
can't.
wait until they get enough scrap on the floor to sweep up and make into patty.
Yeah, but I'm just, melt a few nuggets together and call it a day. Let's go. They got to take the skin. They're just skinless nuggets.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Except they're supposedly made out of hog instead of chicken.
Please. The chicken ain't made out of chicken.
Yeah, we bought Banquet chicken strips that you throw in the oven and cook. And there was this one that was about 11 inches long and dick diameter.
What?
Bake that and put it on the lady's plate. Well, I'd like to see the chicken. That motherfucker came out.
Oh my God.
I mean, I'm not saying it looked like a dick. That ain't what I meant.
I know what you mean.
Huge. I don't know how big the fucking chicken can get that kind of a strip off. Fucker must have been 5 feet tall.
Well, I was just telling the wife the other day because we were looking for somewhere to eat, and I was like, yeah, there was some place, and I'm like, I don't like them. They got little fucking wings. That sucks. I like my chicken with steroids in it, man. Like, if it's not a fucking big fat meaty wing, I don't want it. It's got to have some steroids in it. But that's how they make that. Got to pump up the chicken somehow.
Yeah, you may be the only one in here now, man, but hopefully people will catch it later.
Who? What? There was somebody
And the
watching?
guy says, I love you, optimistic count of chat members. You said, hey, everybody.
Oh.
To just him. Yeah, well, getting a reliable co-host has been a little bit of a problem for me.
I had
Uh,
shit I had to do. You know, if people keep getting mad at me because I got shit I gotta do, then whatever, man. Obviously, they don't got shit to do. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I put my shit off until after the show's done.
Yeah, well, you know.
You know, I'm sitting here waiting to go pick up a bunch of fucking guns, but I do the show.
Whatever.
It ain't
And this
like
was a
first
good
fucking
one.
grandkid.
And this was a good one because fucking it was we really didn't have shit to talk about. I didn't set up anything. I didn't fucking go and look at anything. Night Strike was MIA
Yeah,
and
his
fucking
wanting to
we did
be
it.
his wanting to be a co-host didn't hold out too damn long.
I don't know, maybe well he did tell me the last Friday that I missed he said he had something going on, so maybe he had something going on. I don't know.
Like I said, reliable help is hard to find.
Whatever. um what is this? We can end. What I want to end it on. I wanted to bring this up. I don't know if we could end it on this or not, but I wanted to bring this up. In Virginia, so after a deadly weekend in the Hampton Roads, leaders voiced concerns about gun violence. Local leaders and community members are considering strategies to TAMP, down gun violence after a series of shootings this weekend across Hampton Roads left 4 people dead and 11 others wounded. What strategies to tamp down? I've never heard the word tamp.
Uh, Pack, same thing.
Okay.
It's like
Um.
if you're packing your pack of cigarettes, tamping them, the same thing.
Oh, okay. Among the options they could. That's a horrible. Who made that word? Is
That
that a
word is a pretty common word. You know, there's a that was kind of uh, used a lot for soil compactors, soil tampers.
Oh,
You know, those
see,
handheld fucking rods with a metal plate, fucking feet on the ground to try to firm it up.
learn something new every day.
It's
Um,
probably regional too.
I would imagine. I don't. I was in Chicago. Oh yeah, I was. There was the city. So yeah, I guess I would have never heard of land tamperers or whatever the fuck you're saying.
That would be tampers, not tamperer. Tamperer is if
Tamperer.
you somebody fucking with shit.
Yeah, don't tamper with that. I've heard of that. Don't tamper with that. Leave that alone. I don't. Okay. Anyway, among the options mentioned at community events this weekend in Norfolk, a city review of business practices at local bars after violent incidents, community gun buybacks, and providing more alternatives for young people to engage in positive activities.
Young people.
That,
How does this tie in with bars then? Are
yeah,
you
that's what
allowing young people to drink in bars?
I don't. What happened? I don't know what happened in Norfolk. Was there another school shooting or something?
I don't know.
Among those killed, 25-year-old Sierra Johnson, education reporter. I I don't know, man. I but anyway, the gist of it is all the same fucking shit. It's all the same shit. You, you do gun buybacks. You fucking um what else were they saying? Gift cards. About 30 firearms were turned over Saturday in exchange for gift cards. Many were easy to conceal pistols.
Oh, gee.
Others had been left behind when their owner died. All were guns that, if stolen or in the wrong hands, could be used to commit crimes. But
So
yeah,
it's oh Jesus Christ! Not one single gun that was a problem made it.
no, none of the stolen guns got turned in, guys. That were already stolen and already on the street. None of the fucking guns that got sold by fucking private owners or fucking cops or fucking ex-military people or none of those private sold guns got fucking recovered. None of the guns that were out there on the street being used by criminals were recovered. I guarantee it. And if there was a couple criminals in there, They were they probably either had another gun or stole that gun just to sell it so they can get some money. I don't know. It's none of this shit helps is what my
No,
point was.
it's
Is
that
that you
whole
can
we have to do something mentality. That's
yeah, but sometimes doing nothing, I mean not doing nothing, but when it comes to let's take all the guns off the street, right? That's a farcical statement. That's
yeah,
bullshit.
it's an impossibility. Let's look at something though. Why were there not the magnitude of shootings 50, 60, 75 years ago?
I don't know why.
Could it be because guns have been turned into some sort of magical talisman? Some fantastical object that ain't standing behind the door of every fucking house in America?
So are you saying that it's just being reported on more?
Well, I'm sure that it is, but no. What I'm saying is that turned the gun into something that is should be kept out of sight, hidden, and kids shouldn't know anything about guns.
Oh yeah, and then they fucking get curious and shoot their
Back when
2-year-old brother or something like that. Yeah.
back when I was a kid, I don't know that I was ever in a house that didn't have a gun in it.
Yeah. No shit.
I mean, a gun standing right there where you can see it.
On the dresser type shit. Yeah. And I
Uh,
was young when
most,
but I knew better. I always knew better. I the To be honest with you, I ain't even gonna lie. When I was like a young kid, before I actually went out shooting and shit like that with my grandpa, I fucking was scared. I
the
was scared of that. Like I was like, I don't. My main thought was if I pull the trigger, it'll explode in my fucking hand.
the perfect part of that statement was you knew better.
Oh
That's what
yeah,
they don't have now.
yeah. Well, 'cause I knew exactly what the business end of that motherfucker was all about. You know, my grandfather made sure of that. I knew what
That's
that motherfucker was about.
one of the reasons why I say that firearms education should be a part of public school.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I'm convinced that people think that if they put firearm education in schools, that they're gonna fucking raise a generation of school shooters or something like I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, blood will run in the streets.
Yeah, guaranteed for sure. But see, that's I don't know. I think that it should be in there because A, like you said, it's gonna demystify the thing, and then B, they're gonna know what to do with it. They're gonna know not to shoot their 2-year-old brother on accident. They're gonna know to not point it at their face to check if it's loaded. You know what I mean? They're gonna know certain things.
Yes, that's the whole thing in a nutshell. You know, they know better.
Yeah. Oh, that was you. Hold on. Talk for a second.
Uh, that in the same vein, you know, all these guns we've seen sitting around people's houses, you fucking knew not to touch them. You would take a fucking beating if you did. Uh, I only know of one firearms accident uh, in my life growing up, as far as I can remember, and that was a kid named Dant, whose dad was cleaning the gun and shot him in the fucking leg, and really kind of fucked him up because it was a 22 and it shot him right down by his calf and it went up his fucking leg into his groin, running just under the skin, then up into his gut. He was laid up in the hospital for quite a fucking while. Uh, but, you know, that wasn't a kid fucking with a gun, that was a fucking parent. who made a fucking horrible error with the gun by not following the rules of gun safety.
Yeah, but if that kid had any brain, though, he'd learned a lesson from that experience. For sure.
I seemed to be well level-headed and shit by the time I met him back up a few years ago. He was more interested in what I had done to my foot with lawnmower that he was driving when I fell off of it and got run over.
Shit. Yeah, that would be a small cause of concern.
It was ugly when it happened, I can tell you that.
I gotta get up out of here, but hey, there was one thing that I wanted to talk about though.
Who said you could leave?
I have to, but
Mama ragging on you?
yeah, pretty much. Oh yeah, the Denver Broncos. They you heard about them collecting 189 firearms at first gun buyback event ever?
Jesus Christ.
What the fuck is like I'm so disappointed in America. That's why I call that's yeah, it's just like what is the fucking point of having freedom if you got to check in with everybody for you know what I mean? Like I don't know.
They need freedom. They don't want freedom. They
But
want coddling. They want people to take care of them.
yeah, and the fucking and
And I'm not talking about the Broncos. I'm talking about the idiots that turn
people.
in their gun.
Well, yeah,
Broncos are wanting fucking headlines. They
yeah,
want
that's all
attention.
that is. Get more fucking asses in their seats. That's all they really give a fuck about. Period.
Uh, I really, I don't understand people. Although if they do one here where they're going to give $150 or so, I might take fucking one of these old double barrels up, make $50.
Why don't the fucking the Denver Broncos, instead of letting fucking sickly James Yeager go up there, why don't we send the Denver Broncos up there if they want to help so fucking much? We could use some linebackers up there with some fucking body armor and some ARs.
You know, you think about it. What do you think of all these professional people, meaning the football players, other sports figures and athletes, or other sports figures and actors and shit like that, who've all got so much to say about this, that, and the other thing, would say if they were asked to go over there and fight?
There would definitely be some sort of an excuse for sure.
Oh, you think I have an answer for everything? Wait till
Yeah,
you hear that line.
yeah. Oh yeah, that would be the greatest shit ever to line up a bunch of celebrities and fucking have some gear ready to go too. Some fucking have a vest lined up, some fucking a rifle, a sidearm, a fucking duffel bag, fucking here. Are you ready? Are you ready? Cause we heard you talking about fucking going to fucking who that bitch that wrote the poem to fucking Putin and shit. You
Yeah.
ready? We're gonna take you to Putin's house. You're gonna be his
Since
mama. He's gonna
since how
be.
you're scared, since how you're scared of guns, here's some pepper spray and some
uh,
zip ties. You can
shit.
just capture them.
Yeah, right. Why don't they just do that though? Why don't they just send a fucking hot bitch over to Putin and fucking call it a day?
Because he probably identifies as a fucking horse or something.
Yeah, a bear. I only fuck bear. Bear is the only girlfriend I ever need. Yeah, Putin don't got no kids, huh?
Not that I've ever heard of.
Yeah, unless they're in like secret hiding somewhere learning to be fucking super ultra KGB guy.
No. You, I don't know that I've ever seen the guy with the girl in the same picture.
Yeah, I was just thinking too. He don't got a bitch.
Lucky motherfucker.
Yeah, the only time I've ever seen him fucking shirtless was something was riding a fucking horse, chasing after bears.
The hell's gunmetal guy keep retracting messages?
I don't, probably because no one reads them. Tony.
I read them. I just don't comment on everything. You can send me an audition tape. I don't give a shit. Jimmy's still the one that has to put up on the internet, so
Yeah,
he ain't here, we ain't here.
yeah. I tried to give Tony the fucking sign-in shit, and he lost it twice.
Yeah, well, I'm afraid trying to run this, I'd burn up my fucking Motorola.
Mm, it's a
It
possibility.
struggles mightily just to keep going as it is.
You and Night Strike would make good filler episodes.
Tried that.
Yeah, but I mean just for like the day. Or the week, like last week. Could have had you on for the week.
Ah, it's all right. If you got to do shit, you got to do shit. I get do stuff to bitch at.
Yeah, you know.
I like
Speaking of
bitch.
it, speaking of which, I got a dip. So I'll see you guys fucking whenever.
Good day, everybody.
We'll be back Wednesday. I'm just joking. But later.
Yeah, so he says.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
We'll see.
Bye.
You're watching the Hollywood podcast. You're watching the new one live. You're watching the Hollywood podcast. You're watching the new one live.